Senate is in quorum call.
I request that the quorum call be vitiated.
Without objection, sorry.
Mr. President, once again, let's be honest. Let us face up to reality and let us acknowledge that most Americans understand that our great nation, once the envy of the entire world, is now in the midst of a deep decline. And for the sake of our children and future generations, we must end that decline and turn this country around in very fundamental ways. Mr. President, not so many years ago, the United States of America was admired, respected by people throughout the world for our generosity, for our concern for the poor of the world, for our democracy, for our Constitution, for our rule of law, for our way of life. We were admired, respected. People around the world said, you know what, we would like our country to be like the United States of America. Tragically, Mr. President, that is no longer the case. I was just on the phone this afternoon with an elected official in Europe who literally could not believe what is happening to our country today. And I fear that millions of people throughout the world, in every continent of this world, in every country in this world, are looking at the United States of America and say, what in God's name is happening to that great country? But it's not only our standing in the world and our increased isolation from other countries that I worry about. Mr. President, we used to have the highest standard of living of any country on earth. That was it, America. Strongest middle class in the world. We used to be a country where the American dream said that our young people will do better than their parents. My dad came to this country at the age of 17, having dropped out of school at the age of 14 from Poland, with the dream that his sons would do better than they do. My mom graduated high school with the dream that maybe her sons would have a college education. That was the dream of millions of people. We work hard so that our kids would do better. The reality today, according to a number of studies, is that everything equal, unless we turn around, our younger generation will have a lower standard of living than their parents. They will own their own home at a much older age than their parents. And when we talk about America being in a state of decline and the need to bring about fundamental transformation of this country, understand that 2/3 of the American people, according to a New York Times poll the other day, 2/3 of the American people now believe that a middle-class lifestyle is out of reach. We used to be a country of the middle class. And now 2/3 of the American people say, no, the American middle-class lifestyle is out of my reach. Mr. President, we used to be the best educated country on earth, best public school systems on earth. Not the case anymore. We used to have the best healthcare system of any country on earth. Not anymore. We used to provide good, affordable housing for our people. Not anymore. We used to have the most advanced transportation system in the world. Not anymore. Just take a look about how the city of Washington dealing with the current snowstorm.
I agree, Red Hornet.
In many respects, our great nation is falling further and further behind other countries, and we must not allow that to continue. Mr. President, the United States, our people have faced horrific crises in the past, going back to the very beginning, the origins of this country, when a small number of people dared to have the dream and the courage to take on King George III and the British Empire and the most powerful military in the world, because they wanted their independence and they wanted their freedom. That was a crisis, and they prevailed. In the 1840s, there were people who were saying slavery is an abomination. It is immoral. We can't talk about a Declaration of Independence that says all men are created equal and enslave millions of people. We've got to end slavery. And they struggled and they struggled, the abolitionists. And there was a horrible civil war where so many people died. Finally, we ended the abomination of slavery. The struggle continued to Martin Luther King Jr. and the Civil Rights Movement and the end of segregation. This country went through the Great Depression. 25% of our people were unemployed. And government had to redefine itself. And we did that. When the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor in 1941, December of 1941, we were not prepared to fight a war in the East or a war against Hitler in Europe. And yet within a few years, because the country came together, and instead of building cars, we built tanks and we built fighter planes, we ended up winning that war. Won a war on two fronts. Bottom line, in all of these crises and others, the nation came together and prevailed. We did it then, and I have little doubt if we do not allow people to divide us up by where we were born or the color of our skin, we can once again overcome the crisis that we are in right now, which in my view is the most serious crisis in the modern history of our country. And let me just say a few words about what is happening in Minneapolis right now as I speak. Let me be very clear. America is not about and must never be about a domestic military force called ICE, which, as we speak at this moment, is occupying a military occupation of one of our great American cities, Minneapolis, and is terrorizing the occupants in that city. America is not and must never be about federal agents shooting American citizens down in cold blood, breaking down doors to arrest people, or sending 5-year-olds to detention centers, all in clear violation of our Constitution. That is what takes place in dictatorships, in authoritarian societies, where there is not a rule of law. It does not and it must not be allowed to take place in the United States or any democracy on earth. So let me be very clear. ICE must get out of Minnesota now. ICE must get out of Maine now.
Get out of Maine!
Must stop terrorizing the American people. Not another penny should be given to ICE or Customs and Border Patrol unless there are fundamental reforms in how those agencies function and until there is new leadership.
I didn't know they were in
the
Maine.
Department of Homeland Security
Hey now.
and among those who run our immigration policy.
Hey now.
To be clear, Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller must go.
He did.
But Trump's movement toward authoritarianism is not just about the use of his domestic army against the American people. It is about his attack against Venezuela in direct violation of the Constitution and international law, where he not only lacked congressional authorization,
That's funny, Red
but
Hornet.
where no one in Congress
Hey now,
had any
Mexican
knowledge
peasant.
about what was taking place. Trump's authoritarianism is about disrupting the 100-plus year alliances we have had with our allies in Europe
What's up with that?
and insanely threatening to seize Greenland from our longtime ally Denmark.
Make it make sense.
Does anyone in their right mind believe that the United States of America should threaten violence against our longtime allies? Trump's authoritarianism is about attacking Europe every day, one attack or another, because it is a continent of democratic countries, all very different, but they are democratic countries which actually elect their leaders. And apparently, increasingly, Europe and these countries will not simply
That's funny,
do
Red.
Trump's bidding, will now come to him with all kinds of gifts. While at the same time, as he attacks Europe every day, demeans Europe, insults Europe, he is busy cozying up to his autocratic friends in Saudi Arabia, who have helped line his pockets with billions of dollars from cryptocurrency and real estate deals. Not a problem that the head of Saudi Arabia is a murderer who our
Divided
intelligence
country, right?
agency believed
Divided country.
was
we live in.
responsible for the death of Washington Post
10 people came on. I
correspondent
put on politics 5
Jamal
weeks. Divided
Khashoggi.
country.
Go
Yeah, yeah.
He is our ally.
Crazy.
He's got a lot of money, trillionaire family, wealthiest family on earth. Could do Trump family a lot of good. Not a problem that one of our allies is Benjamin
MAGA?
Netanyahu,
Are you MAGA?
who has engaged in atrocities against
yeah.
the people of
Nice to
Gaza
meet Nice
and is now under indictment by the International Criminal Court as a war criminal.
Yes.
Good ally. Those are
We
the kind
agree.
of guys we want. War
Bernie's an
criminals,
independent.
Trillionaires who put dissenters in jail. Saudi Arabia, a
Bernie.
dictatorship.
Bernie?
Trump's
Yeah,
authoritarianism
but he's doing it. All right.
is about his repeated
He's-
threats to make Canada,
As you said, he's from
Canada,
New
I
York.
live 50 miles away from the Canadian border. Canada, one of our closest and most dependable allies,
But
the
he's,
51st state.
he's
I
taking
mean,
away
just
all
think
our
for a minute.
allies.
Our allies for decades and
Not
decades,
gonna end
close
well.
friends, and you go around insulting this country and say you're going to
That's
become
what Bernie's saying.
our
We're
51st
done.
state. What world
We're done.
does Trump live in? What does his mind,
We're
how does
done.
his mind tell him to do that? Let's be clear.
Well, yeah, you're
The
on a different
American
path
people
on that, yeah.
I'm not even talking
Want
about biblical.
us
Forget
to
biblical.
ally
Biblical probably has
ourselves
7 or 8.
with
But
democracies
if you make
around the
terms
world,
without blowing each other up,
not dictatorships,
it'll be a
not
miracle.
authoritarian societies. They do not want to be allied with or put American lives on the line for dictatorships
I don't care.
like those that exist in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, the
So what are you
United
doing
Arab
here today?
Emirates, or least of all,
Oh, you had to-
Putin's Russia.
Okay.
My daughter's gonna pick me up and take me
Mr.
to-
President, everyone in this chamber, including my Republican colleagues,
hang out with him today.
understands that when Trump usurps
Never lose
the
that
power
New York
of Congress,
attitude.
I won't.
when he attacks,
I can't picture you
courts,
without it.
No,
when he threatens
When you get your
and
teeth, you better keep
intimidates
your fucking
the
New York
media
attitude.
and universities,
dude, I've been like this.
and perhaps most significantly,
I love you,
when he
Ron.
brings criminal charges against his political opponents, be they liberal Democrats or conservative Republicans.
For the last 9,
That this man is a danger to everything this country stands for.
I haven't really been like
My Republican colleagues know this,
I used to be.
and the time is long
Before you
overdue
left, I gotta go. Still
for them to begin speaking out
in the last
against
4 years, 5 years,
Trump's dangerous movement
I've-
toward
I-
authoritarianism. We can disagree on the issues. We do disagree on
I
the
wanted to
issues,
think it was me that calmed you down.
but we should
I'm just
and
kidding.
must agree that this country not move toward an
Yeah.
authoritarian society with more and more power in the hands of the President of the United States. And in that regard,
I've never gone to jail. in
let
my
me
life.
applaud
Somebody else.
Chris Madell,
It's always been because of my job.
who was a leading Republican candidate for governor in Minnesota,
Something that's gonna get me in trouble. I'm gonna say
and who
it's
recently ended his
Everyone's innocent
campaign
in jail, but there's actually people
because
that are
he could
innocent
not
in jail.
defend the
Only a
National
couple,
Republican
but-
Party
There's innocent people.
in the face of what was happening in his own state of Minnesota.
And
You were part of it.
I
When
went to the
Mr.
kid when
Madel
got
said,
out,
and I
they
quote,
outlawed me out of jail.
United States citizens, particularly those of color,
You got two choices.
live in
You can
fear.
either go tell the
United States citizens are carrying papers to prove
Come on
their
in. I'll end
citizenship.
this.
or I'm gonna
That's
give you a
wrong.
fucking beat.
Driving while
You're gonna get
Hispanic
beat up bad.
is
Driving
not a
while
crime.
Hispanic.
Neither is driving while Asian. End of quote.
If you're really
Mr.
taking them,
Madel
you can't
is
drive
right.
like that.
And
No,
more
no.
Republicans
Driving
need to
while
speak out
Hispanic.
Oh.
if they care about protecting the values this
See, I tried. I
nation
hit- I
was
had
founded
three
upon.
accidents to those things.
And when we talk about
Look at Muggsy.
authoritarianism,
Look at Muggsy
we
we
on the
must
TV.
also talk
On
about the
TV.
big
No,
lie.
no.
Oh yeah.
The lies that are told over and over again. Black is white, white is black. The
Yeah.
constant barrage of
I love
lies
him, man. He's an
that come
independent.
from
He's
the
like
White
me.
House. We can disagree on the issues, but you cannot have a democracy when the President of the United States lies profoundly every single
I don't
day.
believe in everybody equally getting everything.
No, Mr. President, Renee Good was
No, he
not
wants to
a
mix it with capitalism.
domestic terrorist.
I don't-
She was the mother of three sitting in her car when she was shot. No, Alexander Petty was not a would-be assassin, as Trump's
Right, there has to be that
administration
mix
has
like that.
suggested. No, last night's attack on
Listen.
Representative Ilhan Omar while she
There'll
was
always
conducting
be
a
there's people
town
that
hall
strive for
meeting
greatness no matter
was
what.
not staged. Somebody attacked her, threatened her.
Let's say Autobahn.
No, the January 6th insurrectionists were not conducting peaceful demonstrations. They were attempting to overthrow the results
All of a sudden,
of an election.
That was social.
No, the 2020 election was not stolen from Donald Trump. He lost that election by
Or
over
you get
7
500
million
because it's all
votes.
monopoly money anyway.
And yet today, as we speak, right now, Trump's FBI has raided an election office in Georgia to seize their ballots. And this is, by the way, after the Attorney General of the United States demanded that Minnesota hand over its voter rolls
But you want to be
as a
in debt.
pretext
No, but listen to
for
me.
ICE stopping its
Every
assault
country in the
on
world
that state.
their gross national product is minus.
Mr.
We were
President,
plus during Clinton.
President Trump's unacceptable actions are raising the question
Every country, they're in the minus.
in the hearts of millions of Americans of whether
they
or
owe the
not
money
there
to?
will be free and fair
How
elections
can all the
in
somebody's gotta
2026
be ahead.
and
We only
2028.
deal with each other. We're not dealing with aliens.
But Mr. President,
There's
it's
no
not just
intellectual money
Trump's
passing around.
Did you
authoritarianism
steal all that money?
Think about
that
it, dude.
concerns
Really.
me
How can
and
every
millions
country
of
be-
Americans very
somebody's gotta be
deeply.
ahead.
We all have it under our mattresses.
I worry very much about the growing economic and political power of the
Because there's not really-
oligarchs
the countries don't run
in
the
this
world.
country, the
That's all-
multi-billionaires
Yeah.
people that do.
who are
And
side
they keep
by
rotating.
side.
And they got
with
receipts.
Trump, who are
They
front
got all the
row
receipts.
Yeah, they got all
when
those.
he got inaugurated. I think all of us will remember Mr. Musk there, Mr. Zuckerberg, Mr. Bezos, some 14
he's
other
on the,
billionaires sitting there when he was
He's on the
inaugurated.
oligarchs, the tech,
Today,
the tech, the
In America,
techies.
we have
The
more
techies
income
have a
and
lot of
wealth
power. All
inequality
these
than we have ever
Googles
had
They're gods.
in the history of our nation. Unbelievably, Elon Musk, wealthiest man
They shut
alive,
down the fucking satellites for
now
fucking
owns
Ukraine.
more wealth than the bottom 53% of American households.
So, dude,
It's over.
One man.
It's over.
all it takes is
One
somebody to
man
hack in.
Now owns more wealth, some
Yeah, it's over.
700 billion
Dude,
plus,
yeah. In our
more
lifetime.
wealth than the bottom
Well, we don't die
53% of American households.
Right.
Top 1% now owns more wealth than the bottom 93%. CEOs of large profitable corporations now earn
I told my kids not to have
350
kids. That's how
times
bad.
what their average worker
Hell on
makes.
earth.
Meanwhile, in America today,
I could survive.
while the very rich become obscenely richer,
You know, kill people.
60% of Americans are
It'd be
living
like that.
paycheck to
It'd be like
paycheck,
that show there, the
unable to
most
afford
famous
the
video game.
skyrocketing cost of housing,
Yeah, yeah. Or that, you know, the
Healthcare,
game where on the video
education,
game
childcare, groceries,
with
electricity,
the cars.
or other basic necessities.
Oh,
Very
great
rich,
Yeah.
becoming phenomenally richer, tens of millions of Americans struggling to pay for their basic
It would have to be a
needs.
nuclear war like Mad Max.
But let us understand,
There's
Mr.
only a
President,
certain amount of people left.
that the oligarchs, the multi-billionaires, do not simply put their money under their mattresses. Not only do they want to own and control our economy, they are determined to own and control our corrupt political system as well.
After that, I don't know.
As we all know, Mr. Musk spent at least $290 million to elect
How much
Trump.
was that coffee? Do you
You
remember?
think you're living in a democracy where
$1?
one guy could spend
You get one and one
$290 million
for like,
to
yeah, I
elect
don't
his
either.
buddy to be president?
I like Dunkin's,
The 100 richest people in our country
and I like
spent
the sandwiches. Wendy's.
2.6
Ooh.
billion on the
Oh,
2024
go
election.
Colombian. All right.
100 people.
That's
Yeah,
the second
you,
one, not
average
the
American,
regular,
you get the
the
right to vote.
Yeah, that's
But
one I get.
billionaires can spend hundreds of millions of dollars in super PACs
Sorry.
to defeat the candidates who stand up for the working class and elect those
I don't know
people
why
who
you're not in
stand
my
with the
car.
oligarchs. And that number, the amount of money being spent in these super PACs by the oligarchs is growing and growing every day.
I'm very,
And I should point out that it is
kinda
not
hyped
just
today. I'm
the
I see
Republican
that. I
Party.
see that. Nothing
It
wrong
is
with that.
Democratic
You gotta see your
billionaires
grandson.
as
I'm
well.
excited.
This is a
It's on my
bipartisan
window so I can smoke.
effort on the part of the billionaire class. Mr. President,
Mr. President,
just recently, a super PAC representing the crypto industry
The window.
just announced that it has $193 million in cash at
I'll
its
do a little more
disposal
just so you don't.
for the 2026 election. In other words, you got concerns about crypto? Well, you're gonna have to face a barrage
Sure.
of 30-second
It
ads
could be
of
me.
extraordinarily wealthy people.
Yeah, anymore.
Big tech
Where you go.
oligarchs in Silicon Valley have already
Oh, he's
pledged
going
to
to the window.
spend
Is it
at least
ticking or no
$200
ticket?
million
Oh, he's going to the front?
on a
What's
super
going on?
PAC
What is he
sympathetic
doing?
to the AI, artificial
okay.
intelligence industry,
Oh,
an
just a
industry
warning,
that
not
threatens
bad,
to
not
displace
bad.
tens of millions of American
No,
workers.
no
Uh,
You worried about AI?
Oh,
You worried about
okay.
robotics?
Oh, that's not
You worried
good.
about the
maybe
fact
ask me
that
questions.
tens
No,
of
it's
millions
not
of jobs
good
are
when
going to be
two of
lost
them.
during the next
I think
decade?
there's another
You're
one
concerned
on
about
the
it?
side.
No, I don't see it.
You want to have some
Usually
regulations?
you don't talk
Well,
to a
guess
person.
what?
No,
These
it's
guys
for
got
safety,
hundreds of
because they
millions
don't
of
wanna be in
dollars
the
to spend
road.
in a campaign against you. Now, that may
It's
sound
not
like
gonna do that
democracy to somebody.
Oh, yeah, I saw a video
Does
the
not
other day
sound
with cop
like
almost-
democracy. To
Mark
me, it sounds like a very corrupt
Sheriff almost got
system
happens
owned
all
by
the
the very
time.
wealthiest people
Happens all the time.
in the
Looks like
world.
the guy went right at them on
And that
purpose.
is why,
But he
if
didn't.
we're going to come out of our decline, we're going to
He's
turn
on the
this
highway.
country around. Probably
All
there
right,
is
guys,
nothing
I get it,
more
I get it.
important that we can do than end the disastrous Citizens United
He
Supreme
goes for another half hour at least. Morning, guys. So I did a social experiment. I had 9 people in the chat to start, and I put on Bernie Sanders, and I had 5. That's how divided our country is. Half, right down the middle. And Bernie's an independent. Like in Maine, we have an independent senator, Angus King,
Genghis Khan?
Genghis Khan,
Angus Young?
Angus Young.
You know who Angus Young is?
I do. AC/DC.
Oh boy. I saw him play the guitar while swinging on a rope while hitting the big bell.
Oh,
in the middle of the
nice.
stage.
Oh, for that
Fucking
song.
awesome. Hell's Bells.
Yep.
It was awesome. And that's how the show opened.
Oh, by the way, this is Don Juan Ron.
Also known as AKA
Don
Le Frog.
La Frog. Ron the Frog. Do you remember Ron the
In
Frog?
French. In France, they call me Le Frog because I hop around so much. And my tongue is so active.
8 sugars and it still didn't taste like sugar.
8 sugars and it tasted like sugar.
This was only $1. You buy one and you get the next one for $1. I think I paid $2 for 2 of these.
Got a coffee.
That is a better coffee.
I'll promote them.
Let me see the size.
See,
That's
they
a
12
12
ounces,
ounce.
12 ounce. They
Is
12.
this a 12?
Mine says 12.
Mine
12,
doesn't.
12. There's a whole bunch of 12. They think
But-
they're dealing with idiots. Look, 12, 12, 12.
Yeah, and they never push this, right? What's up with that? In the old days, they used to push. Okay, it's got to be extra
Yeah, if you
sugar.
got right.
They don't do that.
They don't even know those things are on there.
That just shows the decline of America when
Also,
they
we
stop
put-
pushing those little buttons on the top.
Did they give you that cap or did you get the cap yourself?
I go to the drive-thru. I'm
Oh,
lazy.
so you get capped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went in, I got a cap myself. I just don't believe in suicide. You can't cap
No more capping.
Can't
Just say
cap.
no to capping.
Say no to capping. Only say yes to the king. No to
Yay.
captains and everybody else. Only to the king.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So yesterday was interesting. Oh, so I wrote.
I fell asleep when I went home.
Me too. I was.
That's why I didn't call you. That's why I didn't call you back.
I love that color.
You want to marry it?
Yes, we
I like that color too.
2, 4, 6.
That reminds me. See, that's my.
It almost
favorite.
looks like
That's
a
my
toy.
favorite color. Sky blue like that.
Yep.
That's similar.
Yep.
Very
yep,
similar.
Yep.
Little lighter. But that's my favorite color in the
What
world.
is it? It's a Bronco. Oh, I like the new Broncos, guys. They went old school. They're making it look like a real fucking truck, not these fucking girly trucks they make today.
I think that looks a little
tough.
girly.
A little bit, but
Only because of that back.
yeah, I don't
something
like
about
that.
it,
I don't
that
like
little-
that.
yeah.
Oh, it looks like that middle part comes off. What is that? Oh, the whole back probably comes
Maybe
off.
it's a what do you call it? Like a T-bird, T. What it was? Remember the T?
T-roof. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like a T.
yeah. Huh. Interesting.
It's one way to find